Well, good morning. This is Charles Harvey, candidate for president for the year 2012. The unknown man that can. Just heard that announces, I'm sure you've heard, that Obama is seeking $1 billion donations to become president again. He bought it for, what, 700 million last election, so a billion this time, $1 billion. Now, do you think that'll come from the poor people? Do you think that's going to come from 71% of the middle class? Nope. Majority of it will come from like the 400 people, richest people that have more money than 150 million Americans have combined. Special interest groups. Going to buy the White House again. Another politician, another high price, a lot of advertisement with propaganda. And here I said, a very capable man, unknown man that can, well educated, caring, right from the middle class, not rich, not famous, that can hire the right people and help the people, the majority of the people in the middle class, which no one has done since the turn of the centuries, either centuries, you know. And it's about time, we keep putting people in the White House that can buy it. The one with the most money wins, and that's not what the Constitution says is the criteria for becoming president of the United States. To qualify, it doesn't say you have to be a politician. It doesn't ask for a resume. It says you have to have been a born American citizen. It says that you have to have lived in the United States 14 years. And proof of residency, of course. And you have to be over 18. Isn't that amazing? Doesn't say you have to be a governor, a politician, a bureaucrat. So why don't you do it first? Send a message to all the special interest group. Send a message to all the rich and powerful. Send a message. Send someone like me that can really roll up his sleeves and get the work done. And truly be transparent. Truly. Not talk the talk, but walk the walk. Couple things I wanted to talk to you today. Oh, by the way, you haven't noticed, out of 20 videos I've made, the first one in my terry cloth robe, which really got people, announcing running for the president of the United States. Well, look here. There's my red power tie, my blue shirt. Still don't have the American flag and the perfect family in the background and all the books of my degree showing. So maybe next time. No, I actually didn't dress up for you. Or to impress you. I came from church. And I thought, well, why don't I show my own red power tie and blue shirt. Okay? So there it is. I hope you appreciate it. I mentioned to you before that in 1941, the president and his cabinet formed a group of brilliant scientists and engineers. He called the project the Manhattan Project. He built a facility and equipment out in the desert and told them to build the most awesome weapon in the world. And they did, the atomic bomb, which was dropped in Nagasaki and Yokosuka, or Japan, and did it in 3 years for a cost of $20 billion. $20 billion to come up with the most awesome weapon in the world. Now, as president, what I would do is get the brightest, the most brilliant engineers and scientists spend 60 to 80 billion dollars cut from other programs like looking for planets and aliens in outer space, and spending 270 billions on B-2 bombers. We don't need that many. And build a facility and test equipment, and I'm sure probably through chemistry we can develop an alternate fuel that'll take no oil. Can you imagine that? And you know we can do it. I mean, my God, we split the atom, neutrons, protons, the achievements in science that we've done. You know that we can come up with a chemical alternate fuel. We can come up with solar energy that will, heat our homes and air conditioning. We can do it. We just got to bypass all the power brokers, the 400 people that are really controlling the United States. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want oil or coal to go away. You know, like I said before, if we haven't found oil in its purpose, and if we haven't found coal for its purpose, do you think we'd still be in the horse and buggy days? No. You know we'd come up with some fuel alternate sources. You know we wouldn't go to cold homes. We'd find some way to invent something that would keep the homes cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And I know it can be done. You know, it's just news articles don't cover it. I want to give you a name. Her name is, I may mispronounce it. It's Sossina Hale, and that's Sossina, Hale, Haille. She's a doctoral from MIT, and her team using solar energy to make hydrogen or methane as a liquid fuel for transportation using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. The process converts sunlight into heat to drive the chemical reactions. Cerium and dioxide is used as a catalyst. At high temperatures, it releases oxygen. As it cools, it takes oxygen into crystal structures, stripping the atoms from the water or carbon dioxide, producing either hydrogen or syngas, a combination of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, or methane. All three have potentials as liquid transportation fuels. Yeah? You haven't heard that, have you? Of course you haven't. Oil companies, rich, they want you to know that. You don't think we can come up with a chemical fuel other than oil? And really think about it and all of our achievements. And why don't we dedicate our money, some 20 bombers at, $1 billion apiece now? It was $23 billion to do the research on it. Why don't we, take 10 billion of that money? Why don't we take, defense this year? Here's what we're spending. The pensions, $791 billion. Healthcare, we're spending $882 billion. Education, $129 billion. One of the smaller ones. Defense, $964 billion. Welfare, $495 billion. Protection, $60 billion. Transportation, $94 billion. General government, we're going to spend for 2011, 12, $33 billion for general government, $158 billion for other spendings, interest, $206 billion, and that's what we're going to be spending for the fiscal year 2011 in billions, plus 1 plus 5 here. Now, defense, $964 billion. Let's take $64 billion off of that. let's take half of what we're giving to NASA right now. That'd be another 10 billion. That they're getting about 20 billion, and take those funds and take people like from MIT that are doing research in chemical substitutes for alternate fuel, and take people that are advanced in solar energy for power in homes and industry, and spend the money like we did to build a bomb in 3 years. You know, it's not going to hurt defense. Right now, we could win any war against any nation with what we have right now. And stealth bombers, the ones that we have now in operation, I mean, the enemy calls them the ghost because they can't see them. You know, they do crash by accident, and it's very expensive. But I'd really like to see, write in my name as President, Charles Earl Harvey. If I could get the majority of the middle class to do that, and the poor, and anybody eligible, homeless or whatever, to vote for me, we could make history. We put a middle class unknown person who didn't buy the White House seat, but earned it, who was given a chance. A person who's made many mistakes, a person who's sinned, a person that, you know, doesn't walk on water, you know. I was thinking today in church, you know, Jesus Christ, you've all heard of him, you know, he didn't pick 12 of the brilliantest, innocent, saint-like apostles to represent God. He picked sinners and apostles that made mistakes, losers, you name it. You know? And we respect and look up to these apostles, and rightfully so. So, isn't it amazing? Why don't we just pick someone like me that's capable, well-educated, and caring, put me in the White House. The total cost out of my pocket is about $1,000 by 2012. I'm asking for no money. I'm just asking for a chance to represent the middle class and the working class, and to put money where it belongs, and to put a moratorium on all the funds were given to other countries, to pull our armed forces out of all the Islamic and Muslim nations, leaving them in the friendly nations, German and etc., and the bases there, and bringing our military home. I literally would like to close down the entire southern border to tourism, except for maybe 3 of the 42 border crossings we have down in the south, to vehicles for import and export necessities with a permit. No tourists, no cars, nothing. That might cut a dent in us being the biggest buyers of illegal drugs and gun running and murders and mayhem, and a million or so every year of immigrants coming in. So, no script, I'm just telling you like it is in my home, and asking for a chance to make America respected again. Thank you. This is Charles Harvey, page 3, the rest of the story. Good day. And I'll turn it off here.